I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body.
Amidst the chilly end-of-season air surrounding the Circuit Ricardo Tormo in Valencia, MotoGP paddock cameras suddenly captured a moment that made many pause. Gigi Dall'Igna, the architect of Ducati's success, was seen speaking directly with Toprak Razgatlioglu in the pit lane. There was no stage, no press conference, just two imposing figures standing face to face, exchanging meaningful glances and words. The brief encounter seemed to demonstrate the mutual respect between two opposing camps, one a Ducati engineering legend, and the other a World SBK world champion entering MotoGP with a Yamaha and a completely new V4 engine. Toprak, in his usual relaxed manner, first spoke about how competitive the current MotoGP era is. He stated that the gap between riders is now incredibly thin, with almost no margin for error. Every detail, from technique to mentality to bike setup, can be the difference between a podium finish and a last-place finish. But the key moment wasn't what Toprak said, but the advice coming from Gigi Dall'Igna. With a calm tone and an experienced expression, he delivered a simple yet powerful message. You have to stay calm. In the end, riders are riders, they want to get to the result as soon as possible. It wasn't just ordinary advice, it reflected Dall'Igna's experience in shaping riders like Bagnaia, Martin, and Casey Stoner into champions. The message was clear. Speed will come, but only to those who don't rush. Then, with a smile, Dall'Igna added, I know you'll do well too. That short sentence warmed the atmosphere, as if signaling that Toprak was recognized as a serious rival by Ducati, even before the season began. Here's the full news. Valencia is always a storied MotoGP season finale. But this year the atmosphere in the paddock felt different, especially when the paddock cameras captured a moment that immediately sent the media and MotoGP fans into a frenzy. A brief but meaningful encounter between Gigi Dall'Igna and Toprak Razgatlioglu. In the crowded pit lane, the sound of engines, the footsteps of technicians, and the smell of gasoline mingled tensely. Toprak, now entering a new era with Yamaha and its V4 engine, stood relaxed but focused. In front of him was no ordinary man. Gigi Dall'Igna, the mastermind who has built Ducati's dominance since 2015. They spoke without formal announcement, without cameras deliberately pointed. But that was precisely how a great moment was born. Toprak spoke first, conveying the brutality of today's MotoGP competition. He acknowledged that the margins between riders are ever thinner, that the bikes are more ferocious, and the pressure is ever greater. Every lap, every corner, even a fraction of a second can be the difference between victory and failure. Dall'Igna listened, silent, composed, like someone who has seen hundreds of great talents come and go. And when Toprak finished, he gave a response that immediately caught the media's attention. You have to stay calm. In the end, riders are riders, they want to get to the result as soon as possible. gpone.com. The sentence sounded simple, but it was full of meaning. It wasn't just technical advice, but a mental message. Don't rush to get results, let the process shape the victory. It was as if Dall'Igna wasn't speaking to an ordinary rookie, but to a rider he knew had the potential to be a major threat in the future. Then he added with a faint smile, I know you'll do well too. gpone.com. This message was like an admission. Toprak was already a force to be reckoned with at the highest level of MotoGP, even before the first race started. The solemn atmosphere suddenly changed, when someone suddenly muttered from the side. It came from Hervé Poncharal, a figure known for his humor in the paddock. Breaking news. Toprak in Ducati. gpone.com. The comments sparked laughter, but for some, paddock banter isn't always just banter. MotoGP contract documents sometimes begin in casual moments like this. Because the fact is, when people like Dall'Igna choose to speak to a rider, it's not without reason. It's a sign that the name is already on their radar. Toprak then smiled, relaxed, without showing any nervousness or aggression. Instead, his expression emphasized one thing. He wasn't just coming as a participant, but as a potential challenger. This brief encounter may have only lasted a few seconds, but its significance was far greater. It was a signal that MotoGP was changing, and Toprak Razgatlioglu was at the center of that change. The 2025 MotoGP postseason test at the Valencia circuit immediately focused heavily on a new arrival from World SBK, Toprak Razgatlioglu. Riding for Pramac Yamaha, and making his first ride on the new V4-powered Yamaha YZR-M1, Toprak captured attention with a performance that far exceeded many expectations. On his first day on a full MotoGP bike, Toprak clocked a total of 53 laps and demonstrated competitive speed several times. He even managed to set a faster time than other Yamaha riders who had already adapted to the new bike, such as Jack Miller and Alex Rins. This rapid adaptation immediately sparked a buzz in the MotoGP paddock. One of the most surprised was Fabio Quartararo, the 2021 MotoGP World Champion and Yamaha Factory's main rider. Quartararo admitted that he initially didn't have high expectations for Toprak's debut performance, considering that a new bike, the characteristics of the V4 engine, and the Michelin tires typically present significant challenges for rookie riders. Furthermore, Toprak is coming from World SBK, a category with very different technical and riding styles than MotoGP. However, the reality on the track left Quartararo in awe. "I saw him do a lot of laps, and his speed was surprising. For the first day it was incredible," Quartararo said. He added that if Toprak's development continues at this rate, he will likely be much stronger than many predicted when the season officially begins. A similar response came from Pramac Yamaha manager Gino Borsoi. He admitted that before the test, the team was concerned that Toprak would need a long adaptation period, especially with the Michelin front tire, which is known to be very sensitive and one of the most difficult factors in MotoGP racing. However, Borsoi explained that Toprak demonstrated an extraordinarily fast learning ability. Toprak's trademark extreme braking style and late braking ability actually allowed the tire to perform optimally and provided the team with very useful data. Borsoi stated that every time Toprak returned to the garage, he analyzed the data in detail, and then immediately tried to apply it on the next lap without many mistakes. "He's not only a talented rider, but also intelligent and quick to understand the bike. That's a valuable quality in MotoGP," he said. Behind this positive response, some analysts have begun comparing Toprak's riding style to legendary riders like Casey Stoner and Marc Marquez, two names known for quickly grasping new bikes and pushing their performance limits from the start. MotoGP technical observers even noted that Toprak's telemetry revealed a very unique braking and throttle pattern, different from previous Yamaha riders. If Yamaha succeeds in perfecting this V4 engine platform for next season, it could potentially pose a real threat to the championship lineup. Judging by his performance on the first day alone, speculation is already growing that Toprak isn't coming to MotoGP simply to try things out, but to become a serious contender. The Valencia test is currently just the first step in Toprak's long journey with Yamaha in MotoGP. However, one message is already clear from his performance. Toprak Razgatlioglu is no ordinary rookie. He arrives with a world champion mentality, and has shown that it won't take long for him to grasp his new surroundings. With a new generation of motorcycles, team support, world-class racing experience, and a distinctive aggressive riding style, many MotoGP fans are starting to look forward to his official appearance at the
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane, jealous